He wasn't a stranger. He wasn't a Roman soldier. He wasn't one of the Pharisees. He was one of the 12, one of the chosen. He walked beside Jesus, ate with him, prayed with him, and yet he is remembered as the man who betrayed the Son of God with a kiss. Judas wasn't always a villain. Once he was a follower, a believer, a man who left everything behind to walk with the Messiah. He watched Jesus heal the sick, raise the dead, calm storms with a word. He heard every parable, every prophecy. He witnessed miracles firsthand, but somewhere along the way, his heart began to drift. Perhaps it was disappointment. Jesus wasn't the conquering king Judas had hoped for. He didn't overthrow Rome. He spoke of dying, not victory. And Judas, like so many, wanted power, wanted change, wanted something Jesus wouldn't give. Maybe that's when the whispers started, quiet thoughts of doubt, of frustration. Still, he stayed, until one night in Bethany when a woman broke an alabaster jar of perfume and poured it on Jesus' feet. The scent filled the house. Its value, nearly a year's wages. Judas saw waste. Jesus saw worship, and when Jesus rebuked him, something snapped. Humiliated, exposed. With that, Judas went to the chief priests and asked, "What will you give me if I hand him over to you?" They gave him 30 silver coins, the price of a slave. From that moment on, he watched for the right time. The Last Supper came. Jesus said, "One of you will betray me." The disciples were stunned. "Is it I, Lord?" they asked. When Jesus handed Judas a piece of bread, he said, "What you were about to do quickly." And Judas left into the night. In the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus prayed in agony. Then Judas arrived, leading soldiers, holding torches. He stepped forward and kissed Jesus on the cheek. Judas said, "Are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss?" Jesus was arrested, beaten, condemned, and suddenly Judas realized what he had done. He tried to return the silver. "I have betrayed innocent blood," he cried. But the priests sneered. "What is that to us?" Judas threw the coins into the temple and fled. And in despair, he took his own life. History remembers Judas with sorrow, but he wasn't a monster. He was a man who made a tragic choice. He reminds us that even those closest to Jesus can still fall. That betrayal often begins not in hatred, but in disappointment. That guilt can drown what grace could still redeem. Peter denied Jesus too, but Peter came back. Judas didn't, and that is the deepest tragedy of all. Because even then, even in betrayal, Judas the Frieden's friend is haunting. We all carry silver in our pockets, things we choose over Christ. Judas' story is a warning. Don't let guilt win where grace is waiting. Don't let failure define your future.